A young woman was assigned to a temporary office in a city far from her home. She had been there for 2 months when a letter arrived from the man she was supposed to marry back home. She opened it and read his words.
My dearest, I am sorry, but I can no longer continue this long-distance relationship. I must be honest and tell you that I have lied to you 10 times and have been unfaithful to you 10 times. I know that neither you nor I deserves this situation. Please forgive me. Could you please send back the photograph I gave you?
The young woman was deeply hurt. She felt a sharp pain, not just from the betrayal, but from the cold, businesslike way he had ended things. He asked for his picture back as if he were closing an account. For a day, she was sad. Then, for another day, she was angry. On the third day, she became very determined. She decided she would not reply with sadness or anger. She would reply with a lesson. She went to all her female colleagues and friends in the city. She made a simple request.
Do you have a photograph of your boyfriend, or your brother, or a cousin? May I borrow it for a moment? I will return it, I promise.
Her friends were curious, but they agreed. Soon, she had collected a large stack of photographs of many different young men. She took the stack back to her small apartment. She found the photograph of her former fiancé, the one where he was smiling so warmly. She placed it right in the middle of the large pile of other photographs. She put the entire stack into a large envelope. Then, she sat down and wrote a letter.
My dear, please forgive me, but I have tried and I cannot remember which one you are. Be a gentleman and please pick your photograph out from the others. Then, return the rest of the photographs to me.
She sealed the envelope and dropped it in the mail. She never knew if he actually went through the pile, looking at the faces of all those other men, to find his own. She never received the other photographs back. But she found that she did not need them. She had already taken back what was most important, her own peace of mind. All right, everyone, let's settle in and decode this tale. What we just experienced wasn't just a story about getting back at an ex. It's a masterclass in psychological reframing. The young woman in our story was handed a situation of profound personal hurt. Her fiancé didn't just break up with her, he attempted to diminish her. By confessing to 10 lies and 10 acts of infidelity, he was essentially saying, "You were not valuable enough for me to be faithful to." And by asking for the photo back, he was performing a final act of emotional withdrawal, trying to erase his presence from her life on his own terms. But she refused to play his game. She refused to be the victim who simply cries and returns his property. By asking her friends for their photographs, she was doing something crucial. She was rebuilding her community. She was reminding herself, through action, that she was not alone. This man was one person in a world full of people. This is a powerful sociological lesson. Our worth is not determined by one individual's actions, but is supported by our entire network of connections. Now, let's look at her brilliant response. Her letter is the key. She says, "I cannot remember which one you are." This is not a literal statement. It's a philosophical one. She is symbolically reducing him from a unique, central figure in her life to just another face in a crowd. He made her feel insignificant, and she turned the tables, reflecting that insignificance right back at him. She didn't call him names. She didn't shout. She simply placed him in a box with dozens of others, making him ordinary. This is a profound act of reclaiming power. Think about what she didn't do. She didn't try to win him back. She didn't beg for an explanation. She didn't even tell him how much he hurt her. By not giving him that emotional reaction, she denied him the satisfaction of knowing his words had landed so powerfully. He expected a response filled with pain. He received one filled with polite, devastating indifference. The educational point here is about emotional judo. Instead of resisting the force of his attack head-on, which would have left her bruised and exhausted, she used his own energy against him. He wanted to be important enough to have his photo returned. She made him work to even identify himself, treating his cherished photograph as a mere item in a collection. This is a strategic way to handle not just personal betrayals, but many of life's insults and injuries. We can choose not to accept the role someone else is trying to force upon us. Here on DecodeTales, we often see that the wisest stories aren't about epic battles. They're about quiet, intelligent shifts in perspective. This story teaches us that the ultimate revenge is not hatred, but a calm, unshakable sense of your own value. It's about changing the rules of the game so that you can no longer lose. The young woman's action was final. She closed the loop on her own terms. Whether he replied or not was irrelevant. Her act of mailing that envelope was the end of the story for her. She took control of the narrative. And that's a powerful lesson for all of us. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can always control how you choose to respond. So, what did you think? Have you ever been in a situation where a shift in perspective changed everything for you? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story and analysis, please check out my other videos on DecodeTales, where we break down more wisdom stories from around the world. If you'd like to see more, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.